Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, football fans all over the world. Of course, the fans of the game FIFA 21. My name is Silaf Tupas, and welcome to our coverage of the PFF eTrophy, the first ever e competition of the Philippine Football Federation. And joining me this afternoon, I'd like to introduce our official shoutcaster for the competition, Mr. Carlos Pineda. Carlos, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Sedolf. I'm really excited. I mean, we've been longing for a FIFA esports tournament here in the Philippines. I mean, it's a good way for us to grow the sport of football, and then it also enhances like our awareness. Like besides us being recognized for our prowess in MOBA games as well as mobile games, suddenly we have a new sporting spectacle, which is none other than FIFA esports, which all of a sudden maybe our national banners could be seen flying on top. I mean, that's the dream that we've aspired. So this is one opportunity for almost every one of these players to fulfill that dream.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Philippine Football Federation has been supporting our national teams. We've sent national teams, especially in the past few years. Our men's national team, they ask us, they've achieved success overseas, and now we also want to, create our own history here in this competition, the esports in esports, with specifically FIFA 21. So, what better way than to get the ball rolling with this PFF Trophy? First off, we would like to share what's in store for this afternoon. We'll have the group stages. 8 players will be participating in the first ever competition. Group A, the draw was made last Monday, of course, led by our competitions manager, Mr. Ico de Guzman. How do you see this competition panning out, Carlos?
Well, of course, there's a sense of mystery with this competition. Like, chances are some of these players know each other because they've encountered in some sort of like bar-based tournaments. But of course, we've seen some sort of enigmas with some of the players because we've never witnessed them. I mean, sure, there's these like miniature tournaments like the YFLs, but of course, it's going to be a different ball game, especially knowing that this is going to be of a nationalistic stake because of the fact that you will represent the Philippines, whoever is going to be the winner or the runner-up of this tournament. So a lot of surprises might happen in this tournament. And we could also see those surprises produce one of the most spectacular storylines in this esports event setup. And I'm really eagerly excited to witness what's going to happen today as well as tomorrow.
Well, Group A is made up of Miguelito Aquino, Cano Renardieu, and Jorel Aristorenas. Very familiar with Jorel because he is a professional player in the Philippines Football League, also a former member of the national team. Renardieu is also a player, one of our players in the youth teams before. Mr. Carlos Zambrano, of course, is Skate Pilipinas president, but of course he has a life beyond that, and he plays FIFA. This is a very interesting group. I played FIFA myself, but I think I've experienced playing against Jarrell in one half, and I was like down 8-0 and quit the game. So you guys pretty good.
I mean, that's got to be expected in a FIFA game. Like, of course, when you're playing with your friends, all of a sudden you get stomped. I mean, I've personally experienced that when I tried playing FIFA with my friends. Like, I'm a casual FIFA player. That all of a sudden these guys, they'll be like introducing these fancy tricks, and I'm like, what the? Uh, did I?
You have no
Did I
answer
just?
for that.
Yeah, I'm like, what? What just happened right there? I mean, don't tell me you just cheated on that event. Did you? Or on that goal right there? That's my first reaction. And all of a sudden, when it comes to penalty shootout, you'll be like, no, I'm not gonna look at my controller, man.
It gets very interesting because our from the usual offline competitions before, we are going to be online. So these players are going to be signing up in one network. Group B has Christian Solapas, Robbie Season, Rene Camarines, and Sisio San Gabriel. So a chance for them to make their mark in this competition. So first of all, we will have this group stage where players will play each other once. It is going to be happening in the next 2 hours. So take a look at our format here. So top two from each group will go to a crossover knockout, and the matches in the knockout stage will be played over 2 legs with aggregate scores determining the winner. So pretty much what you see in actual football competitions, it is going to be happening here on the PFF eTrophy.
Yep, indeed. And of course, this is going to be something big for the players. Like, every match here in the group stages matters a lot. I mean, even if you score a draw, sometimes that's going to be heart-wrenching because obviously you want to secure the top one and number two seed because those are the necessary steps for you to go towards the knockout stages, which is also going to be a grueling encounter. I mean, Sedel, that's going to be some sort of like interesting talking points. All of these seeds, these Group A's and Group B's, and then we mentioned some of these players representing like the national team, and then even one of the players even played in the PFL. And then we also have some enigmas who are students. Then I've also learned that one of them is actually a Twitch streamer. So that's going to be, we have these various backgrounds combining together, which is actually going to entice the scene, without a doubt.
Yeah, correcting myself there. Chicho San Gabriel is the name of the last participant. So we're still getting to know everyone here. Take a look at our pairings for this afternoon. So 4 p.m. matches in Group A. Miguelito Aquino, Renner Dew, Gerald Aristorenas, and Carlos Zambrano, 4 p.m. as well. Group B is at 4:20 p.m. So they'll get a break. The players from Group A, so they're alternating here. So we're gonna be live up until around 6:30 to complete all these matches. Um, so we're just about ready to bring you the first game. I think it is going to be Carl Zambrano against Joel Aristorenas, who I believe knew each other before this competition because they play against each other, with each other. During I think way back when the FIFA community was starting here in the Philippines. So we're take a look at our participants. They're just about ready. Jarrell and Carl. Jarrell with name Rally Clips, and of course Carl United Stoke. So Carlos will be bringing you the action, and I'll be right back after this match. So yeah, we're just about ready. Take it away, Carlos.
Thanks, Sedel, and here we go. Match action is about to begin. Actually, it has begun here, and we have two teams already. Manchester United being played by United Stoke, also known as Carl Zambrano, and PSG by Rally Clips. And here we go, Rally Clips with a first shot. Does he make it? No, he gets denied there by David De Gea, and a corner kick here for Jarrell. Can he make this work wonders? Here comes a header, but it was denied again by United Stokes, David De Gea. And he goes for the long ball on the right flank. Mason Greenwood's going to chase after the ball, but it goes out of bounds. And now Relly Clips gets possession. Now PSG in real life is really good with possession. And let's see if Relly Clips can actually replicate what Mauricio Pochettino has done for PSG. And you can see the passes between Marquinhos, Leandro Paredes, one of the most notable defensive midfielders for PSG, one of the best deep-lying playmakers under the Pochettino system, and he's creating opportunities here with Neymar Jr. Goes for the shot! There's the first goal of the game! And Dorel, certainly he's keeping that straight face. I mean, he scored the first blood of this game, and that's going to be the momentum shifter. And that's going to be like a huge hurdle for Carlos Zambrano. He needs to get that goal. He needs to get that equalizer. Paredes to Neymar to Mbappe. Going for the pirouette. Oh, Mbappe. Oh, he's just dancing past into United Stoke. Oh, the entire United defense. Can he actually pull this through? And, oh, just went by. And Carlos Zambrano just looking topsy-turvy with his defense. I mean, that's uncharacteristic of Manchester United under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They're known for having a solid back four, but Mbappe just schooled him right there. And now he's going to create an opportunity. Bruno Fernandes. Back to Victor Lindelof. Called away to Edinson Cavani. Trying to look for an opening. Back to Bruno Fernandes. But apparently got intercepted straight to Neymar. Mbappe, oh, Neymar with a run. Can Aaron Wan-Bissaka chase after him? Oh, Neymar's just dancing past Wan-Bissaka. Now give it to Kylian Mbappe. Can he actually make it count? Oh, no! United Stoke down 2-0. And this is looking really bad for Carlos Zambrano. His Manchester United squad is desperately in need of some revitalization. I mean, he has the Manchester United flag at his back. I mean, he's hoping he's got the entire Old Trafford crowd in his back as well. But so far, it's looking an uninspired performance. He needs to mount a comeback. Cavani could be that focal point, given the fact that he's the all-around frontal threat for Manchester United. Paredes. Mbappe, oh, that's what he's done against Bayern Munich, the speed, the pace on the counterattack, but denied by Luke Shaw, who is one of United's best defenders. Now Jorel goes for Angel Di Maria. Back to Neymar. Dancing around, topsy-turvy again. And Carlos Zambrano relying a lot on the heroics of David De Gea in this match. Now here comes another opportunity. It's Marco Verratti. Denied by Donny van de Beek. But it was intercepted again by Mbappe. Now Lindelof pushes the ball out. Mbappe. And so far, it's going to be a goal kick for United Stoke. 2 goals down for Carlos Zambrano. Needs to keep his possession up. It's Wan-Bissaka. Back to Van de Beek. Shaw. Bruno Fernandes running forward. He might give it to him. Instead goes to Cavani. Goes for the pirouette pass to Paul Pogba. But it was denied. Great defense there by Relly Clips. Jarrell reading Carlos Zambrano's game plan on the offensive end. And Paredes, he could go to the right, which I think he's going to do. He has to go. Oh, he goes for the center. This time it's Mbappe. And is the referee going to call a foul? And yes, it does. Free kick for Paris Saint-Germain. 27 yards for Neymar. Can he make this against one of the best keepers in Europe? Oh, man, I thought that went in. Apparently just went to the side netting. United Stoke, or Carlos Zambrano, might feel the tension from that free kick. Paredes denied by Van de Beek. But Paredes denies it again. Di Maria, Juan Bernat, but was intercepted by Wan-Bissaka. Pogba sees an opening. There's one. It's Edinson Cavani, but the touch was too soft. Instantly swatted away. Now PSG going for another counterattack. Juan Bernat on the left flank. It's going to be a good crossing opportunity for Relly Clips. Di Maria. Oh, look at this. Di Maria dancing around. But it was denied there by Donny van de Beek to Bruno Fernandes, who's been relatively quiet in this game. You don't normally associate Bruno Fernandes for being a bit passive in football matches. It's Van de Beek. It's interesting that he went for Van de Beek. I was expecting he'd go for like the McTominay and the Fred combination. I guess Carlson Rano went all offense, and I think it's not going to pay dividends for him because Mbappe is just going to dance around. There he goes, past another defender. But it was denied by the defense, captained by Harry Maguire. And now here's United Stoke on the right flank. Can he make something out of Mason Greenwood? No, and there you go. That could be the halftime result. And United Stoke in desperate need of some sort of momentum after 45 minutes of the first half. He might make some changes here. As we go for the halftime, we're going to go at the other game. It's France versus PSG here. Arcane Caster versus Renard Yu. It's going to be interesting to see. And Renard Yu is going to be representing PSG with the white jerseys. And Arcane Caster is going to be playing as the French team. And there's an opportunity here for Renard Yu. Was denied there by Hugo Lloris.
Well, that's as good as a goal at the other end. Brilliant.
Can you go for another opening? Mbappe is just dancing around. Dogba to Pembele to Sarabia. Renard is actually using the French players of PSG in this matchup. Such confidence, and that confidence. You can clearly see it there from Renard Yu. Sarabia goes for the goal. And Miguelito, I guess he's going to question his decision now. Going for a 3-5-2, a very defensive approach here by Arcane Caster. And Renard Yu is just capitalizing on that opportunity. All right, so here we go. Back to the other game of United Stoke and Relly Clips. Now United Stoke here going to go on the attack. Wan-Bissaka to Greenwood. Can he find an opening? There's the central areas. Cavani. Back to Rashford. Tries to go for the through ball. But that was properly intercepted by PSG's defense. Now it is Paredes to Di Maria. And here's Mbappe to Florenzi on the right flank. United Stoke actually going for a very defensive approach now. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Not the best offensive option for United Stoke. But can he make something happen? Perhaps he is trying to do something with Bruno Fernandes and Cavani, but Navas is there to deny the opportunity for United Stoke as Relly Clips tries to go for the long ball, but United Stoke with the interception. Bruno Fernandes to Pogba, trying to do with the trickery Spinaruni, but does not get the intended target. Here's Mbappe beating past Eric Bailly. He can actually go 2v1. Actually, he's going to go 1v1. And he tries to go for the shot, but it was thwarted away. And another attempt that was thwarted away. Now United Stoke trying to look for an opportunity. Cavani. Rashford. He passes back to Lindelof. Eric Bailly to Lindelof. Greenwood back to Fernandes. Tries to go for the through ball in the central areas, does not get the intended target. And Neymar Jr. is actually injured for Relly Clips. This could be something detrimental for his team here in the second half. Di Maria, he just dashed past Lindelof. There's an opportunity. Neymar Jr., who's injured, wasn't able to get that intended pass. If he was healthy, chances are he would properly get that through ball. Now this could be an opportunity for United Stoke, but I said things too early. Relly Clips gets the recovery. Here's Mbappe. Verratti. And Juan Bernat here in the left flank. Goes for the cross. Crossing against Manchester United is actually a risky decision, given the fact that they're one of the best aerial defensive teams in Europe. But so far, Riley Clips is just capitalizing on his like trickery and his dance moves. Like he can, if United are good in the air when it comes to defense, let's see how they can go for the samba play. All right, so here comes the free kick, but instead goes for the short pass here for Riley Clips. There's another crossing opportunity, but then the speed of the ball, the momentum was just too much. Now United Stoke looking for an opportunity here. Goes for the left flank. Barely do I see him attack in the left area. And let's see if he can make a sort of miracle a la Zinedine Zidane. Wan-Bissaka with a cross. Oh no, that's the opportunity that he desperately needed, but the end result wasn't even there for United Stoke. As Riley Clips, he has Mbappe here all by himself in the right flank. He's got the speed advantage. Can he go 1v1 with Eric Bailly? But Bailly says, no, you do not get the opportunity. Now Riley Clips with a recovery of possession. He can actually just move the ball around for the rest of the second half now that he's got the 2-0 lead. Of course, he has to be wary of United Stoke changing his tactical plan, going for a gegenpressing antic. Might be detrimental if he's going to go for like the typical ball movement to waste a lot of time. But so far, possession has been dominated by Riley Clips and the opportunities as well. As you can see, 1v1. Oh my goodness! Did he just... Oh, wait. You got to look at the highlight view for that. I mean, just look at that beauty right there. That's like the nth time that Riley Clips has just danced his way past United Stoke. Like, Carl Zambrano was like, I'm literally speechless right now. And perhaps he could actually go for a screamer here, but Backer was able to deny the through ball to Rashford. And here comes Juan Bernat. Not the person that would associate PSG's offense from the left flank, but let's see if he can make something happen here. There's so much opportunities. Did he just move past Harry Maguire? Apparently not. It was denied. And now United Stoke trying to get an opportunity with Wan-Bissaka. Goes for the long ball. Easily denied. As Mbappe to Paredes. Going for the usual Xavi dribble move right there. Now here's Neymar. Of course, he doesn't get that opportunity. With so many bodies here by United Stoke, just properly defending that area, making sure that there's no opportunity to score a third goal for Riley Clips. But so far, Riley Clips is looking dangerous in the second half. You'd expect United Stoke to like pull something off in this match, but so far, he couldn't even get it. I mean, he's trying to go for these through balls, and we're hoping that Mason Greenwood could use his ambidextrosity. But so far, it doesn't even seem to be of effect against Riley Clips. And Juan Bernat is trying to go for another opportunity. There's the tip ball. Raúl Gonzalez, and it goes in here for Riley Clips. He just, in the 90th minute, Neymar Jr., 3-0 with the chip right there. I mean, United Stoke, he's got to raise the white flag here. I mean, he's got the white flag at his back, but he's going to erase it there. And there you see it right there, ladies and gentlemen. It's already a wrap, but United Stoke trying to salvage something in this game with the goal there by Bruno Fernandes. Typical Manchester United having that goal on the 90th minute. Good game, well played. Jorel Aristorenas with a convincing 3-1 victory over Carl Zambrano. My goodness, that is really such an epic display right there. And teams really have to watch out for Jorel, because if you look at Jorel's like play style, like the amount of dribbling he's done, and the usage of like the through ball straight to Neymar and Mbappe, especially on the flanks, that's something that you have to watch out for anyone who's going to challenge him in Group A. And of course, we've seen his primary team, Paris Saint-Germain, who's really known for using their speed advantage. I mean, we haven't yet seen like the other side of PSG, where you use Paredes in the long ball attempts together with Verratti. I mean, it's just all short balls straight to through balls. But of course, we might see that in the rest of the games, the inner Pochettino under Jorel, aka Riley Clips. And that was really a convincing, dominant win here. So, Sedelf, I mean, that was a really back and forth affair right there. Oh, actually, it's a pretty one-sided affair between these two players.
Performance of Jarel Aristorenas actually really clips just was a dominant win, 3-0. It could have been more with that performance right there. Two early goals from his PSG team, and then it seemed like United Stoke, Carl Zambrano just can't seem to find a way to break down that defense. Jarrell's attack looked very, very fluid there. Renard Yu is actually quite impressive as well. Winning 2-0 against Arcane Caster. So you see this early, Carlos, that uh, Renard and Jarrell could be the two players to watch from Group A, which is considered one of the tougher group. But we'll see with Group B, which begins action in a few minutes. But wow, I'm blown away. I expected a lot from Jarrell's competition, but uh, I knew he was playing a really good player in Carl, but yeah, the quality of Jarrell just on full display on that first match.
Yep, indeed. You mentioned that Carl struggled in making offense, and that was clearly evident. Like, he tried to go for these through balls, he tried to go for these passes in the penalty area, and you'd expect that, given that you have the Cavani factor. Like, we've seen Cavani in real life being the difference maker and just providing that offensive spark plug inside the penalty area. That wasn't the case here. Like, the way Jarrell used PSG was just completely suffocating Carl Zambrano. Like, every time he attempts these through balls, every time he goes in the offense, it seems as if his defense was readily aware, or they were able to intercept most of the passes. So it was really a struggle here for Carl Zambrano, and we're hoping that he could bounce back. And then you did mention Renard Yu. I mean, that 2-0 win is very impressive. The fact that most of the players I saw during when he was playing, those weren't even like the star players. Like, he was just using like the second tier players of PSG, and for him to go 2-0 against Arcane Caster, who used like the entire French national team arsenal. Oh my goodness! I mean, that just shows you the skill level of Renard Yu. So you did mention that these two players might be clawing their way for like the first and second seed in Group A, and that's something that we're going to look forward to, said Elf.
Yeah, the marker has been laid down by Renard and Jarrell, and it's for me, watching the first match, I was blown away just because the PFF can somehow pull this one off, with this eTrophy. I know it's very, 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 very difficult logistically because of the situation right now with COVID-19, and it is not. It's far from an ideal setup for us because it's an online competition and a lot of factors may not go our way. But yeah, that first set of matches, I think, eased the nerves of our competitions manager, Iko de Guzman, and the rest of us here.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I've watched the interview yesterday. I mean, Iko was really, really confident, and he was also hopeful that this event is going to be successful. And so far, it's actually looking pretty promising. I mean, we've already seen some top-tier talent, I mean, in terms of like playing FIFA here in the Philippines with Renard and with Jarrell. I mean, of course, they have that real-life football experience as well, with Jarrell being that PFL player, and then we have Renard as well being part of the youth Ascals team. So actually, that really helps a lot for them. I mean, of course, I also watched the interview yesterday where Renard admitted that he needed to get good with FIFA because of the fact that he's a football player. So you have to be good at this. You got to show it. And we can clearly see it right here. So hats off to him, said.
Yeah, I think we're just about ready for the next set of matches. It is going to be Christian Solapas and Chicho San Gabriel, Robbie Season and Ronick Camarines. Wow, Group B action about to commence. Later on, it's Carlos Zambrano and Miguelito trying to bounce back at each other's expense, and we might see the first player into the knockout stage with when Renardieu and Jurel Aristorenas go at it. That's happening at PM. And are we ready for the second set of matches, Derek? Okay, we'll be right back for the 4:20 p.m. matches here. This is the first ever PFF eTrophy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back for the FIFAe Nations Series 2021 here in the Philippines, and the match is ready between Robbie Season, also known as Rose Malo, going up against Ron Camarines, also known as Rondinho 98. It's Chelsea versus Bayern Munich. Here we go, as you see Alfonso Davis going to pass the ball towards the central areas to Joshua Kimmich, but then it was denied here by Rose Malo. So Rose Malo is going to be playing as Chelsea Football Club, whereas Rondinho is going to be playing as Bayern Munich. And he's trying to go here, Rondinho, trying to deploy his IGN Ronaldinho, trying to do those trickery moves in front of Chelsea's defense. But Rose Malo says, I'm going to unleash my inner Thomas Tuchel and show you why Chelsea is one of the best defensive teams right now in England. So here we go, passes between the two after the free kick. Now Timo Werner has already been deployed here. He's normally one of the most criticized players for Chelsea this season. So can Rose Malo unleash the best of Timo Werner, who's naturally a speedster, who doesn't really fit into Chelsea's current system? Even Thomas Tuchel admitted that Werner is struggling given his play style. As you see, Ron Camarines trying to go on the offense here for Bayern Munich. Goes for the cross in towards the air, but it was denied there by Rose Malo's defense. Muller is up in front, but so far it's going to be a free kick opportunity here. Now Rondinho, is he going to go for the David Beckham play? But no, he goes for the usual long route. That was denied by Antonio Rudiger. Christian Pulisic. He's got so much space to run here, but Alfonso Davis, who is one of the best left backs in the modern game, was able to deny that opportunity. Azpilicueta denied this time by Leroy Sané. But there's an opportunity here. It's Timo Werner. Can he go for this blistering speed? But no, it got thwarted away. So we're seeing like a back and forth possession, a shaky possession game coming from these two teams. Now Olivier Giroud to Kovacic. Oh, that's a nice tackle there by Joshua Kimmich. Leroy Sané. He's got a target man up front, but so far the pass wasn't there for him to receive. And Rose Malo actually going for Ben Chilwell. over Thomas Tuchel favorite Marcus Alonso. Now here comes the Rudiger, Pulisic to Kovacic, to Olivier Giroud. Werner tries to go for the run, but it was denied there. And so far, Rondinho with that stifling defense. The right flank has been really, really secured by him because of this Alphonso Davies setup here. I mean, it's really difficult for Rosemelo to penetrate on the right flank, given the impact of the Alphonso Davies. So chances are he might try to look for an opportunity, perhaps in this free kick display, but Bayern showing that sort of aerial prowess defense. Now here's the throw. Davis with the interception, but apparently it goes back to Chilwell. Pass to Werner, it was denied once again. So you clearly see that Robbie Season is actually aiming for Timo Werner in this match. He's trying to utilize his speed. I mean, Bayern Munich is a team that likes to go on the high line, as seen from Hansi Flick's system. But Rosemelo has to realize that this isn't Hansi Flick. This is Rondinho that he's up against. And so far, his Bayern team is pretty stable in the defensive end. There's really not a lot of holes for him to penetrate. Now here comes Serge Gnabry. Oh my goodness, he's just going for the turbo button and a bit of basic dribbling, but so far wasn't able to find the target. Now it's Sané going for the back heel to Kingsley Coman. A lot of the risky quick passes here for these two players. Like you can really feel the nerves for them to just move the ball forward in this game. Werner. Oh, look at this. He's got the speed. Can he actually capitalize on this speed? Timo Werner. Can he go for it? Oh, he just goes for the pause, but Benjamin Pavard says, I got your back, Rondinho. Now we go to the other game. So we have Piemonte Calcio, or Juventus, being played here by Christian Salapas going against Ciccio San Gabriel's FC Barcelona. So we see these Ter Stegen with the goal kick. We've seen an opportunity there by Chris Salapas. For those of you wondering, Chris Salapas is a Twitch streamer. He plays Greedfall, FIFA, and Final Fantasy VII on his Twitch channel. He's also a teacher. Ciccio San Gabriel is Renard's best friend. And now here we go. Salapas with the interception, but no, Ciccio actually denies it. But apparently it goes back to Christian Salapas, who goes for Cristiano Ronaldo here on the left flank. Gutted by Firpo. He just dilly-dallied Firpo right there. Tries to go for the ball to Morata. But Ciccio has other plans in his mind. Now Ousmane Dembele. He's got the speed. He's got the ambidextrosity. That's Ousmane Dembele's specialty. Goes for the pirouette. But too fanciful right there, as the defense of Juventus was able to intercept it ASAP. Now he goes for Bernardeschi on the left flank. Now, Chris Salapas is playing as Juventus, and we're hoping that he could bring something that Andrea Pirlo has yet to discover with Juventus, which is that form of creativity. But so far, he's already being exposed to the defense, and Chris Salapas' body language, you can clearly see it right there as Ciccio San Gabriel scored 2-0. It's a Dembele specialty. He's known for being one of the fastest players in the game, and Chris Salapas has no answer against Dembele. That's Dejan Kulusevski, one of the wonder kids for Juventus. Can he be that spark plug that Chris Salapas desperately needed? But so far, he's being thwarted there by Moriba. So, like Renard, Ciccio is actually going for some of the fringe players. As you can see here, another opportunity. It's Pedri, one of Barcelona's young bright spots, but Danilo tries to outmuscle him, but he's struggling to outmuscle Pedri. And Ciccio is just dancing past Christian Salapas' defense. Sergio Roberto, Frankie de Jong, he sees Ousmane Dembele. Oh my goodness, he's just dancing past two of defenders of Christian Tzalapas. The body language again. It's 3-0. Chicho San Gabriel. Another, the salsa tactics is just bamboozling Christian Tzalapas here. His Juventus squad is literally playing like the real-life Juventus team that's struggling to cope in the defensive aspect of the game. Perhaps Alvaro Morata could do something about that, but no. The likes of Moriba and Sergio Roberto says, no, not going to happen in my watch. It's Jordi Alba, Juan Cuadrado, might be too late. Cuadrado, Christian Tzalapas will be like, oh, thank goodness this guy has the strength to outmuscle Jordi Alba's intense speed. And here's another, it's Ousmane Dembele, one of the players who Christian Tzalapas does not want to see in his life again. The way Chicho is just playing with him, although right now he could also go for Pedri, which he has shown a lot. And Tzalapas trying to look for an opening. Pedri, again and again. Look, yeah, that's the game plan. Chicho San Gabriel is just, he's cheesing. He's playing, he's just only playing past Christian Tzalapas. Just look at that. I mean, he's got to be thankful that it doesn't end up 5-0, because that could end up 5-0 with the way Chicho has just wonderfully mastered Pedri. And now Bernardeschi. Will we see Bernardeschi of 2018 or 2017? But so far, he doesn't get that opening. And Cristiano Ronaldo is sort of silent in this match. Normally, he's like the player who will single-handedly carry Juventus in real life. That's Bernardeschi. Once again, Tzalapas tried to go in the left flank with Federico Bernardeschi. And so far, the end result or the end product has been a disaster for him. Oh, here comes the ball to Pedri. Is Pedri a striker or Dembele? It's kind of confusing because the way he plays both of them is really lethal. Like, you don't know who's going to be that offensive threat. They are. Sergio Roberto. It seems as if, like, Chicho has taught every of Barcelona's players to go on the cha-cha heels as Moriba goes on the shot. Oh, 4-0 here in favor of Chicho San Gabriel. It's looking like a wipeout. This is like one of the most dominant matches here, as you can see the sweat on Tzalapas' forehead right now. It's just completely covering the webcam, given how Chicho has just given him a tap dancing lesson from the beginning. 4-0 in the first half. Yikes. How will he ever bounce back to that? But of course, we go to the other game. That was a disaster for a Crystal Tzalapas. So far, still unknown if it's a 0-0 or if there's any score in this match, but it looks pretty even between these two teams. I mean, there's not a lot of excitement or creativity yet for both Rose Malo and Ronaldinho as compared to what we've witnessed from Chicho San Gabriel. I mean, if they were watching that match, perhaps you might see some sort of like momentum sap away from them, or you might even go for an ultra park the bus strategy, as you see Kingsley Coman clears the ball away. Actually, he's trying to look for an open man, but so far here comes Chelsea on a counterattack. But Bayern respond with a counterattack as well. So far, not a lot of options here for Ronaldinho. And now Rose Malo trying to go with his blue army. All right, Joshua Kimmich. That's not a good pass there for Ronaldinho. And so far, both of these players are really struggling to go for that clinical pass. Azpilicueta, back to Pulisic. And there's really not a lot of forward options. Instead, we go for an interception and another interception. So it's literally like you're playing a Sunday Football League match between these two players. And it's still 0-0. So in the rule book says that if this ends up as a draw, all right, so both teams are just going to end up with only 1 point. Now, Rose Malo, he's trying to go and do some tactical changes. And here we go, back to the absolute nightmare of Christian Tzalapas. We are once again reliving it. And now Collado. That was intercepted by Juan Cuadrado. Here comes Dejan Kulusevski. Lenglet is actually going to chase after him. Actually, no, he's going to leave him there. And here's another opportunity. And it's Cristiano Ronaldo for Christian Tzalapas. Could he be the savior for his season? I mean, Ronaldo single-handedly carries this team, and he's really living up to his play style. 1-4. It's going to be a huge mountain here for Christian Tzalapas. And now Collado here for Ciccio. But Leonardo Bonucci showing that I'm the veteran here in this field. But David Alaba with Jordi Alba with the steal right there. Messi. So far, it's not his game, but so far it could be his game here. Toying around Christian Tzalapa's defense, forcing Szczesny to go beyond his lines. And he's trying to... So Tzalapa's perhaps his next course of action is to just launch long balls to Cristiano Ronaldo. He's got the speed. I mean, we've witnessed Cristiano Ronaldo in real life. He's not as fast as he was before, but FIFA actually makes him overpowered. As you can see, a through ball in towards Lionel Messi. But Tzalapas with another luck of the draw at his favor. There's Messi on a corner kick. Great header there by Juventus defensive stance. Jordi Alba going to the right flank. We normally see in the left flank. So we're seeing some free-flowing football from Ciccio San Gabriel with Messi. If it was a Pedri show early on, we've just finally witnessed Lionel Messi coming back to life for Ciccio San Gabriel and forcing Tzalapas to make any changes. 4-4-2 formation. So far, whatever formation he does, it doesn't seem to work. Like 4-4-2 is the most balanced formation as we proceed to the Group B stage. Rose Malo and Rondinho. Scoreline is 0-0. It's a draw. So both players earn 1 point in this match. So not a lot of steaming momentum. I mean, just look at the shots. Just 2 versus 1. I mean, that's really a perfect example of a slow-paced football match we've witnessed. I mean, it's the direct opposite of this one. And I believe Messi scored once again, so it's really a stop. This match is really a Ciccio San Gabriel maestro specialty. It's Cuadrado. Rioni. Now Tzalapas gets some sort of inspiration from his bench players. Can he actually get this? Now he's going to go for the cross. But Stegen says, no, he will not give the ball to Cristiano Ronaldo. That's Bernardeschi. And the header by Bonucci does not find the net. So far, set pieces and counter-attacking is what Christian Tzalapas is going to do in this matchup against Ciccio San Gabriel. It feels as if Ciccio has just figured out whatever playbook that Tzalapas has at his disposal. Like he's deploying a freestyle offense here with his Barcelona team. It's Gino Dest, Frankie de Jong. He's forced to move back there by Paulo Dybala. It's ironic that Dybala plays defense because in real life he doesn't play defense. And so far, Ciccio, man, just look at the skill level right there. Just whatever turn with the right stick. And you just could... Christian is speechless right now. I mean, he's already in his, like, FIFA meme pose sitting position. As so far we see Moriba. That's the second time that Moriba has scored. Another of Barcelona's bench players. Could be one of Barcelona's promising youth players here. So it's going to be an interesting affair if we see Ciccio versus Renard in like the knockout stages, because these two are capable of deploying not the usual starting 11, but they could get the best from the reserve team. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo again. There you go. There's the momentum booster for Christian Salapas. You can see the fist in his hand. He's celebrating. But of course, there's no Siu celebration yet because he's completely lambasted here by Chicho San Gabriel. I mean, this is the Barcelona team that Ronald Koeman needs to watch right now, coming from Chicho San Gabriel. Like, so much creativity, so much fluidity. It is like Pep Guardiola is already embodied in the soul of Chicho San Gabriel with the way he plays his Barca team. And we can see another here, De La Fuente. But of course, Collado with a retrieval of the ball. Danilo trying to chase after him. Aaron Ramsey does not get the better hand of Frankie de Jong. Instead goes to Ansu Fati. Can he go for the shot? And he misses it. And Chicho is just really, really scoring with a lot of effort with all of these players from Barcelona's youth and reserve team. From the likes of Mariba, Ansu Fati. And he could actually go for more. That's Frankie de Jong. He sees an opportunity here to De La Fuente, another of the most unknown players. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes like 10-2. I mean, it could be like 10-0 a la UCFC against Maharlika. But so far, the 2 goals there by Cristiano Ronaldo is just completely denying or salvaging the reputation of Salapas. But maybe that could be... Oh boy, this is not looking good here. De La Fuente. He just blitzed past Bonucci, and again, remember, that's Leonardo Bonucci. He's like one of the most veteran defenders for Juventus. Actually, not just for Juventus, but even for Europe. And things are looking really bad for Christian Salapas. Oh, Ansu Fati with the speed goes for the curler through the top left corner, but so far, the fancy shot does not go in. And there you see Christian Salapas already clapping because he knows he's been praying for the referee's whistle to end his suffering. And so far, that's what he's finally witnessed here. And Sedel, my goodness. It's the Chicho show in the other half of Group B.
That was a masterclass from Chicho. And I mean, I would have down up 4-0 at halftime, and if I was playing against him, I would have just quit the match. I could not handle it. But props to Christian Salapas for staying in there, getting a goal back. Just a glimmer of hope. But then again, when Chicho decides to play, I mean, he is pretty difficult to stop, and just like what Renard and Jarrell did in the first match in Group A, he's laid down the marker here in Group B.
Yeah, I mean, and his play style is wow. Like, you can clearly see he's developed a masterclass on FIFA. Like, the dribble moves, he's successfully executed those. I mean, that's what you need in high competitive levels of FIFA. You need to master the dribble moves. You also need to capitalize on those open spaces. And that's what he did against Chris Salapas. Like, he just toyed the entire Juventus defense. I mean, remember, that's a defense consisting of De Ligt and Leonardo Bonucci. As you can clearly see the scoreline there, 8-2. My goodness, that's a big-time massacre. And props to Chicho San Gabriel. I mean, he set the mark here for everyone who aspires to be a FIFA professional player.
Yeah, that is the biggest win of the competition so far. So, 0-0 for Robbie Season and Ronnie Camarines. They've got some supporters online and watching as well. So, it's good that we're streaming this live on the Facebook page of the PFF as well as the YouTube page, because fans of these players can shout out and show their support to their respective friends and family playing here in our competition. But wow, first set of matches, and we're seeing some very impressive play from our players, and I can't wait to to have some more here as we bring you the second set of matches in the group. In Group A, we'll take a break first as our players prepare for the next set of matches. It will be Miguelito Aquino and Carl Zambrano, and a big one in Jurel Arostorenas against Reynard Yu. So we'll be right back. Carlos will take a break as well, and stay with us here for the continued coverage of the PFF eTrophy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back for the FIFAe Nations Series 2021 here in the Philippines. What we have right here is El Clasico for Group A. Reynard Yu versus Jorel Aristorenas, two FIFA players who are also like deeply involved in terms of like playing the game itself. Of course, with Reynard Yu being part of the youth national team and being part of the PFL as we go for this match. And it's PSG against Manchester City, a potential UEFA Champions League spectacle given Mauricio Pochettino's tactical greatness going up against Pep Guardiola's tactical fluidity. Two tacticians in the peak of their primes. Let's see if Reynard or Jorel could actually replicate what those two have done. So Jorel is going to be playing as Manchester City with the black jerseys right there, and Reynard Yu is playing as PSG. As Reynard Yu is going to get blitz passed by, and another shot there by Jorel. Rally Cliffs finally scores his first goal with Raheem Sterling delivering the finishing blow. And Neymar Jr. here for Reynard has got a yellow card, so that's not a good sign here for Reynard. The fact that his star player is one card away from getting ejected. So this could be like a huge blow for him. And now Kevin De Bruyne is showing his trickery. Now Reynard Yu trying to create some opportunities here on the counterattack. He's shown us what he's done with Kylian Mbappe, transforming him into a Ballon d'Or winner against Carl Zambrano. But so far in this game, it feels as if Jorel has already figured out a master plan against Kylian Mbappe. And now Reynard Yu trying to go for the dance moves without even a defender right there. And did he get a score? Actually, he actually equalized right there with Neymar Jr. So this is going to be a very interesting series. Both players are aware of the dribble moves, and you can clearly see it with how they're progressing the ball forward. And now Neymar goes past Kyle Walker. And he gives the ball to Ruben Diaz, who has been one of the most sensational defenders under Pep Guardiola this season. And so far, Reynard Yu goes for the shot with Kylian Mbappe, but Ederson says no. And now Sarabia. Oh, he just goes for the touchline. And he tries to go for like the side play, cheeky play there by Reynard Yu. But so far, the end product wasn't even there. Pembele, Di Maria, Backer. Here's Kurzawa. And Renard finds an opening 2-1 in favor of Renard over Jorel. It's Kurzawa, the defensive player who's finally found a knack to score a goal in front of this extremely rigid Manchester City defense. And Jorel is going to find a way to get his momentum back. He was steamrolling with that 1-0 lead, and so far Renard has bounced back and recovered. Perhaps he could do so with his midfield players. I mean, De Bruyne, Mahrez, Rodri are known as those passing specialists to Raheem Sterling. It's 2-2. So this is going to be this is indeed a classico between these two players. And so far, it's looking pretty intense and tight-knit between Renardieu and Jorel. I mean, they're already playing two of the most tactically gifted clubs in Europe. And so far, they've given us a hell of a show that's really worth remembering. And now Phil Foden. I mean, Jorel is using Phil Foden as a dancer as Sterling goes for the dancing shot right there, but it was denied by Bakker as Dagba gets the interception straight to Di Maria to Mbappe and PSG with a signature counterattack. They got the pieces. Kozawa, Juan Bernat. There could be a through ball attempt on the left flank, but of course, Jorel with the proper positioning there with a Manchester City defense. Goes for a 5-3-2 just to clog those wide areas. Will it work? Gives it to Neymar, back to Pembele. Just playing the possession game here. Renard trying to go for the patient approach. Using the triangle formations to progress the ball, but will it work wonders? And Renard is actually looking for a penalty, but so far the referee says no, and VAR as well does not give the opportunity to Renard. And now Jorel can capitalize on this opportunity as João Cancelo does not get the victory over Juan Bernat. But instead, Renard goes for Sarabia on the counterattack. As Pembele to Dagba. He might go for another triangle, and there's a goal formation by Renard, just capitalizing on these spaces. It seems to really mastered the Pochettino approach here, and maybe he might go for the un-Pochettino attempt with a long shot with Di Maria, but so far, João Cancelo says no to it. Now Jorel goes for Phil Foden, who's struggling to go on the offensive end flank. And now Rodri, Phil Foden, one of the best long-range shooters under Pep Guardiola. It's Dagba with the clear interception to Mbappe. Here comes Neymar Jr., but Kyle Walker with a speed advantage. Surprisingly, Jorel opts to go for Benjamin Mendy as a center back, because normally you'd go for Laporte and Ruben Diaz, or if not Laporte, maybe Stones and Ruben Diaz. But instead, he goes for Benjamin Mendy and Zinchenko as a left back. As you can see, Zinchenko tries to go for the cross in the penalty area. Mahrez tries to make something of it, but Florenzi denies it, together with the rest of the PSG defense. 2-2 is a halftime scoreline. My goodness, these two gentlemen are putting up a show. I mean, this is a potential Champions League star-studded match, and they've just given us a preview. As we go for the other Group A game, Miguelito Aquino, aka Arcane Caster, as Liverpool against Carl Zambrano's Manchester United. So the English derby, or the usual rivalry in the EPL, is set here. And so far, Carl Zambrano with the first touch with Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. You could go for the counterattack here. Mason Greenwood is up front. So Carl is actually looking for two shooting options. As, oh, look at this. Sadio Mane goes 1v1 at the defense, and it goes through there. And United Stoke is now down. Miguelito Aquino is celebrating as if that's his first victory for today. That first goal, without a doubt. That is a huge booster there for Arcane Caster on the counterattack with Sadio Mane. And that's Aaron Wan-Bissaka to Mason Greenwood. Donny van de Beek, Pogba, United Stoke, desperately in need of that momentum. He struggled against Renard. He struggled in his first match. He goes for the shot there by Bruno Fernandes, but so far, Alisson got the upper hand. Salah back to Wijnaldum. We could go see another through ball to another of Liverpool speedsters, and it's Mo Salah goes for the cross. Denied by the United defense. So far, Arcane Caster's game plan is to utilize the wide players of Mo Salah and Sadio Mane, which is typical of Liverpool. And you normally associate those two together with the fullback support. And is this a penalty? This looks like a penalty, and this is not looking good here for United Stoke. Carl Zambrano, you can clearly see him. He's already slouching on his couch. And it is a penalty here for Arcane Caster. Mo Salah against David De Gea. What's the outcome? And Miguelito Arquino goes for the stump onto United Stoke. And the celebration does speak volume to how dominant Arcane Caster is towards Carl Zambrano. 2-0. Making Jurgen Klopp rejuvenated after a disastrous defeat against Real Madrid earlier. I mean, if Jurgen Klopp was watching, maybe he could look at this match and say, man, that's how Liverpool should play against Real Madrid. And here we go. Proceed to the match of the group, the one that we've been awaiting for. A very heavily contested matchup as Jarell Aristorenas playing as that Manchester City squad. Mahrez, but so far Renardieu denies it. And now Di Maria, he sees Mbappe right there, but he cannot pass it. He might be called for offside. Dagba, Sarabia. He's just dilly-dallying in front of Manchester City's defense, and he might do it again here. But no, instead goes for the triangle pass to Mbappe. Will he go for the flick on? But no, Rodri denies it. But oh, it actually goes in. Renard can't believe it in his own eyes. That his failed attempt to convert the shot actually went in, and he's going to make his tactical changes indeed. And he's going to go for an ultra-defensive approach. He has to go for a defensive approach here. Like, if you're up 3-2 in a close contested game, in 65 minutes of this match, you have to find a way to make sure that you clog the areas that Manchester City could potentially exploit. And this is one team that likes to capitalize on the spaces, Manchester City. And he's got an interesting formation because you normally see Kurzawa as like a fullback, but in this game, he's a center back. So it's a really unique formation here by Renard. He sticks to his usual lineup, and Jarell actually replaces Phil Foden. So he minimized a scoring option for a playmaking option with Bernardo Silva. And in a game that he desperately needs some scoring punch. So that could be a very interesting decision there by Jarell. But obviously with the added creativity of Bernardo Silva and with Kevin De Bruyne, perhaps that could bring some sort of like offense for Jarell. He desperately needs it right now. He's down 3-2. I mean, this could be like one of the most enticing draws if this ends up as 3-3. And now Neymar passes his way to Mendy, but Mendy is just like a brick wall there. Kevin De Bruyne. Sterling. It's Cancelo. So much space at the right flank. Gabriel Jesus, but Bakker with the denial there. It's Angel Di Maria. Florenzi. He could actually go for the turbo charge, but instead goes for the pass. Mbappe. So much space for him into Di Maria. Mbappe dropping deep is not really a normal occasion for PSG. I mean, he only drops deep when the team is in trouble, which we've seen right there. Florenzi with a pirouette. De Bruyne to Mbappe. But, of course, the denial there by Jarell's Manchester City. He needs to go on an offense here. A long ball by Silva trade to Sterling, but no. Juan Bernat and Bakker was able to deny that. And here's Florenzi. Dagba. So much space to run in that area. Gets it to Di Maria, the 1-2 to Mbappe. And you can see the possession game here by Renard. He's really wasting time now he has to waste time. I mean, you've got the 3-2 lead, so you might as well go conservative. And if you're Jarrell, it's time for you to go for the pressing antics. Sterling gives it to Gabriel Jesus. Sarabia intercepts it straight to Di Maria. And now Mbappe up front could actually produce some wonders, and you have a cutting Neymar in the central areas. But the defense there by Kevin De Bruyne is just stifling the right-hand side of Jarrell. And now Raheem Sterling going on the offense, trying to go for the dribble move, but no, the dribble moves were just too much. Sterling, pass one, but Juan Bernat was there to make sure that the embarrassment is going to be denied. And Renard is just going to move the ball around. It's an interesting choice of goalkeeper. Instead of Keylor Navas, he goes for the secondary keeper, Enrico. Now here's the opportunity for Jorel with Zinchenko, but no, it was not there for him. And Renard is just going to pass the ball around. I mean, so far, the front options have been heavily guarded there by Jarrell's players. He's forced to move the ball in his midfield areas. Now Renard now has the opportunity to go forward with the presence of João Cancelo. Really makes things difficult for him. And that could be the full-time match. And Renard, you with a close victory right there over Jorel. Very impressive stint right there, and you can see the two of them exchanging banters. I mean, we could see a potential rematch between these two in the playoff bracket. Over the other Group A match here, and Carl Zambrano, who is trying his best to unleash the magic of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Sir Alex Ferguson in this game. But so far, he's looking very timid as another shot there. This time, Diogo Jota from Arcane Caster. Now, Liverpool's attacking trident. Actually, not a trident. It's a quad. It's actually very devastating with Mane, Firmino, Jota. I mean, I'm not sure if he picked Jota as his center forward or Firmino, but either or both. It's actually devastating for Carl Zambrano. Like, deal with that. He can go for like a five-man defense or a three-man transition to a five. Although there are other teams who could pull it off, as you can see here. This could be Carl Zambrano's chance offense. It's Van de Beek. But no, the offense by Van de Beek has been heavily denied there by Liverpool's stinging defense right there. As you can see, Paul Pogba. Can he create an opportunity here? But Wijnaldum has the ball at his favor. And oh, look at this, Mo Salah! Nick close, but no cigar for Arcade Caster as his Mo Salah. If he made that shot, that would have been spectacular. Now Bruno Fernandes. Whew, Alexander-Arnold from the central area gives the ball to Mo Salah. 1v1 with Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire bosses him around. And Carl just literally left speechless there. But thank goodness he has the heroics of Harry Maguire to salvage this game. Now Van de Beek. Rashford goes for the shot. Denied. Could be a potential header there. And once again, it was denied. And Arcane Caster, he's actually not, deploying a lot of his players on the offensive end. So he's really playing on the counterattack. This could be an opportunity. But that was offside. But Alisson with those quick reflexes right there. There's the interception by Van de Beek to Edinson Cavani. Oh, he just danced past the defense right there. United Stoke. No. I mean, this makes me wonder if United Stoke should make changes right now. As you can see, oh, this is not good. This is not good. Roberto Firmino to Sadio Mane. It's a Liverpool victory here. It's Sadio Mane. It's 4-1 in favor of Arcane Caster and United Stoke. This is not looking good for him. He's already lost 2. And man, Arcane Caster with the spectacle right there with the Liverpool team. I mean, his approach is a bit defensive, conservative, just relying on a few players moving forward, but it worked wonders, Sedov.
Yeah, the quite impressed with the last 2 matches again. Uh, Miguelito Aquino coming up big with that big win against Carl Zambrano, keeping him alive for a place in the knockout stage, and that means the last game of this group will determine which player goes into the next round. I think interesting matchup will be Jorel Aristorenas and Miguelito Aquino. Bernard Dew, wow, uh, salute. 2 straight wins and a big one against Jorel Aristorenas, who I fancied to get the 3 points in that match, but he came from behind to take that victory.
Yep, indeed. I mean, I'm really impressed with, both Renard and Jorel. They put up a hell of a show right there. Like, it was really, really close. It was really, really heavily contested. But then all of a sudden, you have Renard you with a sort of like that sort of like crucial goal in like the 60th minute. That really worked wonders for him. I mean, all he did right after was he tried to go for a defensive approach. He tried to move the ball safely, which I think is a very smart strategy. I mean, the most important thing are the points, and he's actually chasing for it. I mean, it's better that you get the W over the draw, especially if you want to go for that knockout stage contention. And he's really proven it. I'm really impressed with what he's done so far in this in the group stages.
But the level of the play there, Carlos, was actually very remarkable. The match between Reinhard and Jorel, you see these players that they are just on another level compared to us, just casual players of this game. And you see a lot of the tricks are there, but you see the changes in approach, the changes in the style of play, and these players know how to pull back, dictate the tempo of the match. Also the way Jorel was trying to chase that game and chase that equalizer, but the way Renard responded by staying strong, staying resolute, and staying firm defensively was also quite remarkable, noteworthy in that match.
Yep, indeed.
So
And so far, just look at these standings right here. And Renard U is just dominating Group A so far, 2 wins in a row. Whereas in Group B, his friend, Chicho San Gabriel, leads the charge. I mean, so far, these are 2 players that we've been eyeing in this group series, given how they've performed.
Yeah, and Carl Zambrano with 2 losses is going to be facing Renard U. So Renard, this is still a very important match for him if he wants to clinch that number 1 seed in Group A, and then for Miguelito and Jorel, a knockout game. If you take a look at it, I think the goal difference might play a part, but yeah, if with the way things are going, I don't see this match ending in a draw. I'll see these 2 players just go for it, but then again, we're seeing some high level stuff here, and I'm so glad that a lot of their football fans, FIFA 21 fans, are tuning in to the PFF Facebook page, and of course our YouTube page for the PFF eTrophy, our first ever PFF trophy. So Carlos will be right back for the third set of matches in their group stage. So stick with us here for the PFF eTrophy.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for some more of the FIFAe Nations Series here in the Philippines. So what we have here is Robbie Season, also known as Rose Mallow, playing as Chelsea, going up against the heavyweight Chicho San Gabriel, playing with his usual FC Barcelona team. So Rose Mallow actually had a very quiet game. I mean, it was a 0-0 draw. And so far, he's got to step up in this matchup. I mean, he's already down 1-0 against Chicho. And because we've seen Chicho against Chris Salapis, it was like a pretty lopsided affair. So Robbie Season is going to feel the entire wrath of Chicho. I mean, we've already witnessed it, and we're already seeing it right now with Pedri, who's just dancing Rudiger right there. I mean, Rudiger is a pretty solid defender, especially under Thomas Tuchel, but that doesn't look like a Tuchel defensive style right there by Rose Mallow's Rudiger. And he's trying to go for the long ball to Christian Pulisic, who's not normally the first option for Chelsea when it comes to those long balls. It's usually Timo Werner. And Chicho still deploying the fringe players, as you can see, Moriba. And he even made Dembele into a superstar as Moriba. Back to Dembele. Kurt Zuma with the denial. Messi to Pedri. Pedri again. He's just zigzagging his way. Pedri, can you go 1v1? Oh, he just went past Mendy right there. And it's looking like Robbie Season is about to go in his own grave. 2-0 already in the first half, and Chicho San Gabriel is just completely stomping everyone, ravaging in front of his way. Now Timo Werner, Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic. Pulisic tries to go 1v1 with Jordi Alba, but the defense there of Jordi Alba is just really on point. So you can clearly see Chicho is using the touchline as a 12-man. Typical, he's deploying Antonio Conte's system here with his Barcelona team. And he even let Moriba just stand still right there. Just look at Chicho just showing the swagger right there. And now Sergio Roberto. Frankie de Jong. That was just a simple move right there. He just went past Ben Chilwell. This could be another embarrassment on the making. Now Christian Pulisic on the right flank. Oh, he just tried to dance his way past Jordi Alba, and he successfully did so. And he's actually moved out, muscling Jordi Alba. Opportunity. Mateo Kovacic is open. Now Mason Mount. Sergino Dest chasing after him. But so far, it's not an opportunity for Rose Mallow, as Messi has got so much space to run here on the right flank. Kante chasing him. The usual man-marking strategy done by Chelsea against Messi is to man-mark him with your star player. Now Lenglet, Moriba, Dembele. Oh, speeds past Zuma. Goes back with the conservative approach. Back to Moriba. Messi. Moriba. Messi again. Not the smooth 1-2 touching that we see in the 2011 Lionel Messi against the Champions League group stages. Is Azpilicueta on the right flank. Christian Pulisic. Mateo Kovacic. Now Rose Mallow, can he actually produce a work of miracle here in the right flank? So far, he's tried to attack the right side, but Jordi Alba's presence is just too much for him to handle. I mean, he successfully went past him in one attempt. But so far, it's looking like it's a mountain for him to climb past Jordi Alba. And now Roberto to Messi, 1v1 with Rudiger. Goes for the shot, and he just embarrassed Rudiger right there. Chicho just using the masterful magician from Argentina with ease. It's a 3-0 lead here in the first half, and Robbie Season, he just walked out. I mean, you can clearly see he needs a breather right now. I mean, Chicho is just schooling him in this match. And the star highlight here is Moriba. It's not even Messi. It's not even the star player of Barcelona. It's actually one of the bench players here. It's Rose Malo. He certainly needs to do something here, but it's going to be difficult. I mean, parking the bus could be one thing, but given like 5 shots, 3 goals already, and a 63% possession, Rose Malo has been trying to play defensively, but so far, the end result hasn't really been there. I mean, moving past Rudiger and Zuma, it's not really an easy task. Those are 2 physically imposing defenders, and then Ben Chilwell, who is one of the most reliable defensive options in the left flank. So for Chicho San Gabriel to like move past them in relative ease is just a nightmare for almost anyone. Like he really mastered the dribbling skills of the players. As you can see here, Rose Malo tried to go for a change, instead goes for a back 3. So he's going to go ultra defensive with a back 3 because that could transition to a 5-man defense, which he desperately needs against this Barcelona squad. But with the way Chicho is playing, I doubt a back 3 transition is going to work wonders for him. And here we go. The second half is Chicho just showing us how Barcelona should play against Real Madrid last week. Just total domination here. And Robbie Season with his Chelsea team, can he actually mount a comeback? Now, he's made some changes, right? So I believe he inserted Kai Havertz in this matchup. So he's going to add a creative spark plug in this game, which he desperately needs. I mean, you want to get the best of your offensive players like Timo Werner and Mason Mount. So you might as well go for that creative option. And Chelsea is actually very blessed with a lot of those available options, even in the bench, as well as their starting 11 with the Abramovich transfer policy. And now Ben Chilwell is actually one of them, but so far he's really struggling to make an impact in this match. Now Timo Werner, can he use his speed? But so far, it's not like Clement Lenglet denying him. It's actually one of Barcelona's reserve players that's denied Timo Werner in this match. And now Jordi Alba here in the left flank. Fakes the cross, goes forward. Can he go for a cross? And he's just dizzy-dazzling. He's just confusing the entire defense here of Rose Malo. He's just there, just playing the possession game within the penalty area. Moriba, he just dribbled. He just went for the through pass. I mean, he just went for the ball straight towards the defender's legs right there. That's impressive stuff. That's some impressive stuff there by Chicho. As he goes 1v1 with Eduardo Mendy. Mendy, obviously, with those Spider-Man legs, just denies the opportunity there on the Chicho San Gabriel. Okay, so he inputted Reece James for Robbie Season. So he's really going for some sort of like defensive stance on the right flank, because so far we've seen earlier that he was constantly drilled in that area. So he has to go for like a defensive option, as that's not a good tackle there. That could be a shot there for Rose Malo, but unfortunately he encountered Mark ter Stegen's saves. And now Conte, Werner, and Sergio Roberto with the denial, and ter Stegen with the pickup. So Gino Dest heads it to Pulisic, and now Reece James with the ball. He's trying to do the Chicho there, but so far the back heel pass does not work wonders, and this could be a nightmare leading to a counterattack for Chicho, as Jordi Alba, is he going to go for the other fake cross? Goes for the pass straight to Dembele. But so far the miscontrol there on his footing wasn't really at his advantage. Conte tries to go for Chilwell, but Dest was just right ahead of him. So you can see Chicho making a bit of sloppy mistakes here in terms of like controlling the ball. And so far he's in cruise control here as Jordi Alba goes for the cross, but that was denied there by the Chelsea defense. Now Pedri, Collado. He's just trying to trick his way like a magician. Even if you put a tarantula in Chicho's shorts right now, he'll just comfortably dominate this game. Like cruise control here to Collado, who could go for the shot to Eduardo Mendy. There's a follow-up, but it was denied there again. Rose Mallow trying to go for the ultra-defensive approach. Limited possession. So far, his brick wall is already paying dividends. I mean, he is actually deploying the typical esports meta in FIFA, where you go on a counterattack on the park the bus strategy. But so far, Chicho is actually has managed to find ways to break it. So normally you struggle to deal with the low block here, but it doesn't matter for Chicho. As you can see, Pedri goes down. That's a penalty. This is not looking good for Rose Mallow, who played really, really, really Herculean defense right there. But Chicho is going to get his chance to like completely put a stamp furthermore in this game. Instead of Messi, it's Collado taking the penalty over Eduardo Mendy. So I'm not sure if Chicho is hiding his real strategy as he converts the penalty right there. I mean, normally we go for the best penalty shooter. So it's either he's hiding his strategy or he's flexing his muscles in this match, that he opted to go for Collado as his penalty taker. As for the Queta, Pulisic, chased by Moriba. Moriba showing how fast he could, bombard over Pulisic. Pulisic, so much space to cross the ball. That's what Rose Mallow's going to do. But so far, he hasn't yet found the net in this match. So Rose Mallow has yet to score in this tournament. And that's going to make a change. Hudson-Odoi might come in, and he did go for Hudson-Odoi over Reece James. Actually, James is a striker instead of like the right back position that he normally holds well. And now he's going Chilwell as a left winger or as a wing back. So he's going to go for, I don't know what he's actually doing. I mean, he's trying to go defensive with a back three and then goes for Chilwell as your wing back. And normally you'd associate you need to score goals, but I was expecting like Havertz would be on the left flank, but instead goes for Chilwell, who offers that balance for Chelsea. Now here we go, more substitutions. De La Fuente in for Dembele. And now Rose Mallow switching his corner taker in this matchup. He's really trying to aim for the accurate header ball, which he's trying to do, but so far it led to a potential waste. It's Jordi Alba to Pedri. So much runners here for Chicho. Goes for De La Fuente, who holds the ball to Collado. Collado. He may not have the best sprinting speed or the sprinting movement right there, but Chicho says, who cares? I'm just going to score a goal past Eduardo Mendy. I don't care if I'm not as smooth as Lionel Messi or any of Barcelona's attacking options. I'm just going to just run as obviously like a gazelle, not as entertaining or breathtaking as a Gareth Bale, but it doesn't really matter. What's done is done here. It's just completely an embarrassing moment for Rose Mallow to be beaten by a runner whose running style doesn't really fit into a top caliber player. And calls for desperation here, changing his corner taker for the nth time again. So I guess this is the purpose of having Ben Chilwell in this lineup, just for the set pieces right here, is tries to go for the David Beckham, but it doesn't work. Too fanciful for Rose Mallow. Like, if that was a goal, that would have been like a huge boost, as De La Fuente has so much space to run. Pause it, pause it, pause it. Nope. Rudiger with the interception. And it's over. Chicho once again, of course, paying his respects to his opponent. But of course, with another stomp here in Group B, as if no one could stop Chicho in this tournament. Like literally, who else could beat him right now?
If they do meet each other in the next round, Renard.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, that's going to be an interesting storyline. Two best friends, and then they both have like the same play style, and then they deploy like two top caliber teams. I mean, that's going to be epic. That's something I'm going to look forward to. Maybe we could fast forward to tomorrow, please.
No, we still have these are still very important matches that we have here for the third set, and we will be completing the semifinal cast after this one. I think Chicho is already through with 2 wins from the first 2 matches. Robbie and we'll check out the table in a while, but yeah, here it is. Wow. Christian Solapas and Ron Camarines playing to a goalless draw. So, it's actually a default for both players. Yeah. So it's a declared 0-0 draw because both players weren't able to establish a connection. So, still, one of these players, 3 remaining players the second semifinal spot in Group B is still up for grabs, Carlos. So,
Yes, indeed.
the important thing here for us is the connection first. So before anything else, you gotta have good connection in your internet because this is an online competition. So we'll have the Group A final set of matches in Group A. It's a battle for the second semifinal spot. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back for action in Group A.
And we are back. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a crucial match because whoever wins this match will go to the knockout stages. Now, Renard Yu has already secured his spot, but both Miguelito and Jorel are in desperate need of a victory for them to secure the second spot for the knockout stages. So we can clearly see both Renard and Carl already preparing the Manchester United PSG matchup. As a formation here, Carl going a bit defensive with a back five here. Now, Cavani has been his main striker, but he might need to make some changes. Now, Renard is really good at reading his opponent's offensive game plan. So going for a through ball to Rashford might not be the ideal solution. Now, Carl, on the other hand, is going for Alex Telles, so an offensive fullback in this matchup. So he's trying to desperately get those goals counted. I mean, you already have your two strikers in Cavani and Rashford, and then you have Alex Telles as your left back. So Renard's going to be like, okay, well, let's try it. I'm already in that top spot. Maybe I might want to play for a draw, but given how he's performed, it's highly unlikely that he's going to go for a draw. As we go to the other match, Miguelito Aquino, Arcane Caster, is playing as Paris Saint-Germain. Jorel Reliquits is actually playing as Liverpool. And so far, Jorel's possession game has been... Oh, actually, no. Wrong call right there. So Reliquits, or Jorel, is playing as Paris Saint-Germain as the white shirts, whereas Miguelito is playing as Liverpool as the red shirts. And his possession game by Arcane Caster looked promising early on, but Jorel was able to easily intercept the ball straight towards the Liverpool defense. And we can see Jarrell go for another of his fancy tricks, which he's shown against Renard. But so far, Liverpool's iconic defensive stance has remained very stalwart, as Sadio Mane there by Arcane Caster. And so far, these two teams are looking pretty spicy so far in terms of moving the ball. We see some flares and tricks left and right for these two teams. And we could expect more to come, as you can see. Neymar back to Mbappe, the usual combination. Oh, he just fools past Van Dijk right there, and Miguelito Aquino, he's just laughing right now. He just witnessed that Jorel is indeed a monster with the Mbappe-Neymar combination. Just look at how he made the best defender in Europe, or actually one of the most coveted defenders in the past decade, look like a garbage bin right there. Just literally, he just tripped. Rest in peace, Virgil van Dijk. And he could actually go for more with Kylian Mbappe. This time, Joe Gomez defending him. Verratti back to Paredes to Neymar. Neymar goes for the Xavi dribble pass, and it's 2-0 in an ASAP. Against Liverpool, a top-tier defensive team. And Rally Clips is just toying him past with a lot of this PSG all-out offense. It's Neymar, it's Paredes, it's Mbappe. Name it. You could actually go for the bench now, the way Renard did with Sarabia. And so far, he's trying to look for an opening here, Arcane Caster. I mean, he's trying to live up to his IGN. Can he make some sort of moment of magic here? As Roberto Firmino goes for the answer. That's what you need, Arcane Caster. The magic spell has been delivered. It's one of the false nine, the top-tier false nines in the modern game. Roberto Firmino scores for Arcane Caster. It's 2-1 for Jarrell. And now he sees a great defensive stance there by not Alexander Arnold, but for Robertson. And Arcane Caster gives the ball to Van Dijk. Henderson. Mane. Salah. Firmino. So the typical Liverpool trident is in effect here, as Mbappe goes for the backspin right there, but Van Dijk denies it. It's Florenzi here on the right flank, being chased by Diogo Jota. Jota is actually a pretty decent defensive player, especially in the deep areas if you look at the statistics. And so far, Arcane Caster has perfectly utilized it, using Jota to deny any crossing opportunity in the right flank. But so far, Jarrell is just dancing his way, and an offside call has been in favor of Arcane Caster. And he desperately wishes that those offside calls are going to be happening for the entire 90 minutes, because so far, it's looking like a Jarrell show in this match. Gomez to Mane. And here comes Neymar, the one player you do not want to give the ball to if you're Liverpool, because of his pace, his trickery. Now Van Dijk. It's Diogo Jota, the fourth Liverpool scoring option. Gives it to Roberto Firmino. It's Sadio Mane, but Kimpembe denies it. It's Sadio Mane again. It was intercepted, but he was able to recover the ball. Now, Liverpool's front four is something that Rally Clips has to watch out for, but so far, Jota hasn't really made any impact on the sides. And now he's going to go for the false nine setup with Firmino. Now Fabinho, Mane, so much space to move the ball in the left flank. He's trying to look for an opening, but the angle was just too tight. Rally Clips with a great defensive read right there. Here's Mbappe.
Couldn't quite find his teammate.
Tries to move the ball past, but Joe Gomez is a brick wall. And I'm wondering if Arcane Caster has Thiago in this match, because he desperately could need some sort of spark plug in terms of the creative side for Liverpool's midfield.
Attacking possibilities for
and now Florenzi for Rally Clips to Mbappe. He sees a cutting player. Will he go for it? But no, he just actually goes for the overconfident approach of going 1v2. Which is possible in a game of FIFA if you've got the best mastery, or if you've mastered the dribble moves. Now, Mane called for offside. Florenzi. Leandro Paredes. Di Maria. Neymar Jr. There's Mbappe up front. He could go for it. There's the through ball to Mbappe. Goes for the quiet pause, but so far, every time Rally Clips goes for Mbappe, he always goes for like a pacey pause, which Arcane Caster was able to anticipate. So he was able to react effectively just to deal with the Mbappe threat. But could he go for, can he actually deal with more of the other options? Like you've seen Juan Bernat and now Neymar back to Mbappe. Goes for the shot! And that could be GG there for Arcane Caster. He's just lunging on his couch right now. He can't believe what just happened. His defense already getting dispatched there by Rally Clips. And this Liverpool team is just looking pretty exposed, just like in real life. I mean, their loss against Real Madrid was a perfect example of that. But right now, their potential loss here against Rally Clips could be another example of the demise of Liverpool. And we see an exchange between Fabinho and Jordan Henderson. And that could be the halftime whistle as Jorel is celebrating in front of the Parc de France. And Mbappe himself has been the star player in the first half of the match as we go to the other Group A match between United Stoke, who is obviously playing Manchester United, against Renard U's PSG team. Now, Carlson Brano has winless so far, and this could be a match where Renard U is just going to raise the curtains, roll over the red carpet, or actually Carl is going to be rolling the red carpet because Renard U is going to be enjoying his ascent through the knockout stages. And Carl, as you can see, perhaps he's begging for mercy, or he actually wants an easy passage. But we go to the other match here as Arcane Caster trying to revive the Red Revolution for Liverpool here. As Salah trying to create an opportunity to Jordan Henderson. Now Mane. Look at what Jorel's doing in terms of like defensively. Like look at the formation right there. And you can see he anticipated Mo Salah's movement. He sent two defenders straight to Mo Salah. That's really smart there by Jorel. Or perhaps the AI of FIFA should be commended for that. I mean, it's part of the FIFA 21 improvements so far. Now, Wijnaldum on the right flank. Excellent defending by Juan Bernat. Now, so far, Jorel has been done a pretty good job just utilizing on the offensive prowess of PSG. Like every PSG player so far, like Renard, now Rally Clips, they've really mastered the combination of Mbappe and Neymar. So we could see that as a sort of meta strategy in this tournament, like relying on PSG to like dominate the entire tournament. Because so far it's looking like it's the cheese strategy in this event. Now Di Maria, Juan Bernat, 1v1 with Gini Wijnaldum. And so far, he's just pushing daisies in front of Gini Wijnaldum right there. Marco Verratti to Neymar. There's Mbappe here on the penalty area. Step over by Neymar. Oh my, that's a lovely step over. Puts Van Dijk to his grave, but the end product is not there. I mean, that would have been a spectacular golazo if that went in. Di Maria. Oh, look at this. He's just making the game of FIFA look like a game of Volta right now, Rally Clips. And now here comes Arcane Caster. Can he get the ball to Firmino? But no. Defense of Jorel has properly executed the game plan to deny an opportunity for Arcane Caster. And here comes Wijnaldum to Salah. Here comes the through ball there, but Keylor Navas has that commanding presence inside the penalty area, which we've seen historically. And did Rally Clips just dance his way in front of the touchline? Because that's a really, really brave move that he did right there. Just do all those dribble moves near the touchline. A single mistake might actually lead to a blooper reel. And now the one touch passing straight to Wijnaldum. Cross towards Keylor Navas. And now we go for a corner kick here for Arcane Castor. Now Jarrell is denying the near option, or actually he's just letting the near option go. Van Dijk gives the ball to Salah. There's 3 defenders there. That's really good display of skill there by Arcane Castor, moving past 3 defenders, but so far it wasn't really the end product that he needed. Now Neymar Jr. there, he's got all the space, he's got the trickery. He goes for the Rabona fake right there. Oh, it's Di Maria! Allison says that's not going to happen in my watch. Save the embarrassment. I am going to make sure that Liverpool's reputation is going to be on hand. Now Packer. He actually went past Wijnaldum. Verratti. To Neymar. But Fabinho instantly intercepts the ball. Here's Mo Salah. That's Roberto Firmino past 2 defenders. He's got the strength to deal with 2 defenders in real life, but wasn't enough to go for the calculated play straight to the net. And that counter-attacking opportunity by Arcane Castor wasn't able to yield dividends. And now Firmino, deep to the play, in typical Roberto Firmino fashion, dropping deep to support his teammates. But Relly seems to be aware of that. Now Firmino, oh, that's a nice push there by Relly Clips. That's not a foul there. A good physical play by Relly Clips, just making sure that Arcane Castor does not get that needed boost. And now Jarrell goes to Neymar. He's got space with Juan Bernat from the left, and he's got Di Maria who's injured, so that could be an opportunity for Miguelito to capitalize on an injured Di Maria. Di Maria. Shot fake. Nope. And now Relly Clips goes to the corner. Jarrell goes for the header. Does not get the net. Verratti to Marquinhos. He's got Mbappe in the central areas. You might want to use him. And there's Mbappe indeed, but so far, Virgil van Dijk has just proved that he's the real boss in the penalty area, which he should have showed in the first half to make sure that Arcane Castor's hopes for reaching the playoffs are well alive. But so far, this could be his chance as Gini Wijnaldum, the energetic midfielder, goes straight to Mo! Indeed, Sadio Mane gets denied there by Keylor Navas, and Miguelito, signs of frustration already showing right there. That should have been a goal. Can he make something of this corner kick? Alexander Arnold nearly goes in the top left corner, and Miguelito aching in pain right there to witness his Liverpool team not converting those glorious chances. Oh, that's a nice through ball to Juan Bernat. Now Alexander Arnold on the chase down. Di Maria, glimpses of space to Neymar. He's not offside. He can actually make something of it. Neymar goes for it. No. Side netting. And that could have been like the ultimate exclamation point for Relly Clips if that went in. I mean, Arcane Castor or Miguelito, he's trying to look for an opportunity to score. But so far, all of his attempts don't seem to get the product that he needs. Sadio Mane, Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum. So he's just moving the ball towards his midfield areas. Liverpool's midfielders are typically underwhelming. Normally they associate their offense with the front four, but so far, Relly Clips is going to the playoffs with a convincing first half display against Arcane Castor. It's a really disappointing finish for Miguelito. I mean, he could have pulled something with a comeback after scoring that goal, but so far it wasn't the case. Now we go to the other match where Renard Yu could be perhaps celebrating his joyful ascent towards the playoff rounds, or maybe I might say things too early because Cavani and Pogba are just using the typical loop-to-loop, but so far could be the halftime or the full-time whistle. And actually, that is the half. Oh, that's a full-time whistle. And Renard Yu perhaps might be able to. Yeah, he might. He looks like he comfortably won this. Oh, it's actually a draw. So United still asking earlier to show no mercy, and so far Renard looked like he did show some mercy with the 1-1 draw. I mean, it's actually a good way to give Carl the points that he needs because obviously he got kicked, from the start. I mean, he was already looking like an exodus is going to happen to him, but of course, a huge gentleman's maneuver there by Renard, who just made sure that he'll get the points because I'm already in the playoffs. So yeah, there you go, Carl. And you can clearly see here the scores for day one so far.
Yeah, so that completes our cast in the semifinals for Group A. Renard Yu will be the top player for Group A. He's going to be facing the number 2 player from Group B, and the second player to make it is Jorel Aristorenas with using that PSG team to beat Miguelito Aquino, Arcane Caster. Gallant stand, brave stand, just not enough to overcome Jorel, who bounced back pretty well after that loss to Renard Yu in the second game of this first ever PFF eTrophy. So the stage is set for Group A, and so far, as we mentioned, we've seen some pretty good performances, especially coming from Renard Yu. But again, Joel Restorena stamping his class in that second match against Gilito Aquino, Arcane Caster. So wow, it should be this contingent from Group A looks pretty formidable going into the semifinals, and we've seen everyone actually play, so we can already probably judge the competitors heading into the next round.
Yep, indeed. I mean, we've seen a lot of PSG play in Group A, and we've seen 2 masters already from Renard Yu as well as Jorel. I mean, it could be like the dictating tempo for this tournament. Like, pick Paris Saint-Germain, just utilize the front 3 of Di Maria, Mbappe, and Neymar. Although Group B seems to be like whatever my favorite team is, that's what I'm going to play. I mean, Chicho loves Barcelona, and he's clearly mastered it to perfection. Hats off to him. Done a much better job than Ronald Koeman so far this season. And then you have like Rosemelo for Chelsea, and then you have like a Bayern Munich player on the other hand in Group B. So it's really a mishmash of whoever is your favorite team in Group B, which actually adds a bit of spice in that group. So it's going to be interesting if whoever wins those, whoever secures the first and second seed in that group, if they go to the knockout stages, will they stick to their favorite teams or will they follow the trend? Like whoever has that first spot or first place basis on the PSG, that's where they go. So yeah, some interesting tactical decisions to consider for these 2 teams. As ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking a break. We'll be back for some more of the FIFAe Nations Series action. This time we're going to proceed to Group B. So stick around. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for some more of the FIFAe Nations Series action here in the Philippines. Now, Group B is, we all know who the number 1 seed is. It's Chichio San Gabriel. But the number 2 seed is still heavily contested because it's not just two players that could face contention for the second seed. It's three. That's right. The people below Chichio are going to be vying for the last spot for the knockout stages. Now, in this matchup here, it's Christian Sulapis playing as Piemonte Calcio or Juventus, wearing the white shirts, against Robbie Season or Rose Mallow's Chelsea squad wearing the blue shirts. And you can clearly see Christian Sulapis going for, oh, actually, it's the opposite. Normally, we associate Chelsea with the blue collars, but in this game, it's Juventus wearing the blue collars in this game. So Christian is the blue team here, and Robbie Season is the white team here. All right, here we go with Federico Bernardeschi. Goes for the crossing opportunity. He cannot replicate what he did back in 2017 under Allegri, where his crossing game was the key factor. That's not a good tackle there by Christian Sulapis. We could see N'Golo Kante go for the goal, but no, it was denied. It was denied by Szczesny. I mean, that was a risky slide tackle by Sulapis. He could have paid the price for his sins, but so far, he's got to thank his goalkeeper and his defense to make sure that that does not end up as like a graveyard in his own head. And now Rose Mallow slowing the pace down with Pulisic, who's actually bamboozled his way. Oh, this is not looking good. Christian Pulisic! It's the American dream himself. Christian Pulisic with the first goal. As Rose Mallow, this could be his chance to reach the playoff spots. Can he actually go for it? And he's just making sure that Juventus' defense, which has been heavily criticized this season in real life, is actually happening here inside the FIFA series as well. And now here's Olivier Giroud. Goes to Werner, but it was denied. Now, Rose Mallow with that booster right there. He needs more of this. But Sulapis might have the answer with Dejan Kulusevski. Back to Cristiano Ronaldo. It's Juventus' savior. It's the man who they spent 100 million euros on. Christian Sulapis says he's the man of the match. He's the man of the hour. Just give the ball to him. So far, most of his goals come from the Juventus skipper himself. And now, here comes Rose Mallow, going for the offense with Chelsea. Kovacic. Back to Pulisic. Azpilicueta. And N'Golo Kante, who tried his best to be the goal scorer early on. Tries to go for Timo Werner, but so far it was properly intercepted by Adrien Rabiot. And now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Will he go for his typical step-overs back in 08? Goes for the cross. Old school Ronaldo with the cross. But that was not the opportunity that led to something for Sulapis. Now Rose Mallow builds the play in the right flank. Rudiger's ball was intercepted by Morata, who straight to Kulusevski. With his powerful left-footed shot, does not go towards net. I mean, they say Kulusevski is the up-and-coming Arjen Robben. And we clearly saw some signs of that with that left-footed shot that he displayed right there. Now Rose Mallow going the offense with Ben Chilwell, his first option left back, to Timo Werner, who just out-muscled Juan Cuadrado. Mason Mount to Olivier Giroud, but Leonardo Bonucci denies the opportunity. And now Sulapis could go on the counter with Federico Bernardeschi. But Azpilicueta was there in the right moment, in the nick of time. Werner trying to go 1v1 with De Ligt, and that's really not an opportunity for Werner to make a stamp in this game. And so far, Sulapis' game plan is centered on attacking the left flank. Like, he's got Bernardeschi and he's got Cristiano Ronaldo in that area. So he's really aiming to make sure that he's get his two of the most explosive players, that momentum going in that side, because that's what Bernardeschi and Ronaldo are known for in real life. Especially Ronaldo, although Bernardeschi is kind of inconsistent and iffy in that department. And now here comes Christian Pulisic. And will he go for an opportunity? It was flagged offside. So Sulapis, he needs to get that steam rolling. He needs to get that momentum rolling as he gives the ball to Dejan Kulusevski. Remember, his left-footed shot is a killer. Goes for the cross instead with his right foot. He's not really known to score with his right foot. He's really known for his left foot. So he has to yield the cross instead. But so far, Rosemallow is, if Salapas likes to attack from the left, Rosemallow, on the other hand, likes to attack from the right. Because he normally gives the ball to Christian Pulisic. Like, that's his main outlet. And it's Morata. Morata goes 1v1 against Eduardo Mendy. And you can see a potential. Oh, that is not good for Rosemallow to see Antonio Rudiger out. And it's a penalty. And it's Cristiano Ronaldo against Eduardo Mendy. And we normally associate Cristiano Ronaldo as one of the best, but Sulapas missed a glorious opportunity there. You do not want to do that with a FIFA tournament with the best penalty taker, which is Cristiano Ronaldo. That is really, really not good. As we proceed to the other game here, as is Chicho San Gabriel going for the tutorial passing option, but of course, we all know this could be a potential wipeout here for Chicho, as it's a halftime score. So, yep, Chicho has indeed shown his world-class status without a doubt, and Roan is just witnessing that. Let's look at the substitutions that Chicho might deploy. So, going for unusual picks, and that's what he's still doing right now. I'm surprised he did not go for the typical Coleman approach, like go for a Ricky Puig or a Araujo. Instead, he actually goes for the other fringe players of FC Barcelona. And he's really okay. The way Chicho is just schooling past his opponent right now, Rondinho, he's realizing, is this kid messing with me? He definitely is. The fact that Chicho has the guts to show where he's passing the ball. I'm not sure if Roan sees that, but if he sees that, he'll be like, my God, this kid's a specialty. His confidence level is really, really high. But the fact that he showed his passing lanes and he still scores 3 goals. Man, that's really a world-class attempt there by Chicho. As we proceed to the other game on this heavily contested encounter, it's 1-1. I mean, it's unfortunate for Rondinho that he has to deal with Chicho for the second place spot. So for Solapas and for Rosemallow, at least they got some breathing room. I mean, they're not the product of an unfortunate incident that Rondinho is. So this match is up for grabs indeed. That was easily intercepted there by Solapas. But of course, he recovers the ball back. Rosemallow, and he gives the ball away to Christian Solapas. Now here's Kai Havertz. Werner to Havertz. The 1-2 combination that we normally associate when we watch Chelsea football games. Now here's Cesar Azpilicueta to Mateo Kovacic. Kante finds Timo Werner. Werner, he's got so much space to shoot the shot. Timo Werner, you know him. He's actually heavily criticized for his shooting technique, but so far, he just made it work right there, Rosemallow. Because normally when you associate Timo Werner, he's not the best curler of the ball. He doesn't know how to change the direction of his shot. But in this match, it doesn't really seem to matter. As long as the ball meets the net, that matters most for Rosemallow. And now he's Timo Werner to Havertz. Back to Werner. He could go for his speed, but Solapas' defense was able to easily read the match. Here's Hudson-Odoi. Werner back to Havertz. So right now, Rosemallow is going for the 1-2s between Werner and Kai Havertz. And it's looking really scary there for Solapas. Like, he has to find a way to make sure that these two don't connect. Because so far, it's going to be devastating. Or speaking of devastating, that's what we're seeing Federico Bernardeschi go into here. Goes for the cross straight. But of course, the defender of Chelsea just denies everything. And now we see Mateo Kovacic. One thing you don't want to do is to give Mateo Kovacic space to move the ball around, because he's one of the most blessed passers in the European game. That's really his specialty. Since his Inter Milan days, as Timo Werner again! His left-footed shot. Are we seeing the Timo Werner in RB Leipzig? I think we are seeing the Timo Werner of RB Leipzig. That's already 2 straight for Rosemallow. It's a Timo Werner show today. Turbo Timo is what they call him in Chelsea. And so far, just like that, the speed of Timo Werner in quick successions just makes Christian Salapas's life a bit, actually not a bit, but extremely miserable in this match. And now Bernardeschi go for the cross. Trying to look for an opportunity. Chilwell is denying Bernardeschi's any space to cross the ball. Now Kovacic versus Bonucci in a wrestling contest. Timo Werner's up front. It's Timo Werner. If he passes the ball to Kai Havertz, to Ben Chilwell, that would have been successful, but there's a foul called, so that means Solapas has a chance to recycle the possession play. Now Bernardeschi is outrun Azpilicueta, goes for the cross in towards Morata, the primary target man. And it's Cristiano Ronaldo. He can shoot in both foot, but Rosemallow with a defensive answer. And this is not, once again, the combination, the Havertz-Werner combination. That's a nice trick move right there by Rosemallow. All the way to Mateo Kovacic, who was just charging forward, and Rosemallow with the trickery pace. Christian Salapas with a defensive error right there. Number one is you do not give Timo Werner space to roam around. That's what happened in that match. Now we proceed to the other Group E match where Ciccio is just toying his opponent once again. Just showing him where he's going to pass the ball. As Rowan, he needs to stop this wonder kid. Even showing his shot right there. 1-7 is the score. And Rowan clearly has no answer against Ciccio. 1-7, ladies and gentlemen. 1-7. Let's see. First game was 2-8 if I'm not mistaken. Now it's 1-7. Bringing back shades of 2014 with Brazil and Germany. And take note, these, as I mentioned earlier, these aren't even the star players of Barcelona. As Collado is, that's an obvious offside call there by the referee. No VAR needed. Idrissa Gana Gueye, Kylian Mbappe, Neymar. So Rowan trying to go for a second team, which is none other than Paris Saint-Germain. He's trying to make a miracle with Paris Saint-Germain so far. After all, they are one of the most popular teams to use right now in this tournament. But it doesn't really matter for Ciccio. Give the best team in this tournament, I can just completely breeze my way in front of the entire defense. That's what's happening. We're seeing a lot of these tiki-taka styles here between Collado, Pedri, and Frankie de Jong, and nearly a foul right there. Oh, it is a foul. It is a foul there. This is not looking good here for Ciccio. For Rowan himself. It's a penalty. Oh, actually, it's the end of the game. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. 1-7 after 90 minutes. Yikes. But we go to the other Group E game as Vrioni goes for the cross. It was headed straight to Mateo Kovacic. And this could be a full-time whistle indeed. Or actually, it's not yet a full-time whistle. So Chris Salapas instead opts to go for a substitution. So 80 minutes have gone by. He's already down 3 goals, so he needs to go for all-out offense. Bring out, let's see, Jorginho, if you want some playmaking ability. Zuma is his... Wait, I thought Zuma was his defensive midfielder. He's part of the center back. So the problem is, if you're going to bring Jorginho, you have to sacrifice Conte. And Conte is one of the most important defensive pieces. So for Rosemallow, you need Conte because he's going to help you defend that lead. Or for Salapas, on the other hand, I was expecting he's going to make the substitutions, but it was actually Rosemallow who was highlighted for those substitutions. Now here's Conte. Now here's Hudson-Odoi in the left flank. There's a runner. That's definitely Timo Werner. Goes for the safety. That's a risky back pass right there. Havertz to Mount. Mount has so much space. Mason Mount. If that would have gone in, Gareth Southgate will be celebrating in the stands. Mount with a cross to Werner, but Szczesny denies it. Now it's Dejan Kulusevski, the through ball to Ronaldo, but Rosemallow denies it. Another good interception there. Mount, Kovacic. So many options. One of them is Reece James. I was thinking Havertz might go for the backfield pass, but instead he opts to go for Hudson-Odoi. He has so much room to pass the ball to Timo Werner. It's a Timo Werner show today. That's 3 goals. It's a hat trick for none other than one of the fastest players and one of the most expensive players that Chelsea and Abramovich has invested on. Timo Werner has lit up the scoreboard here for Rosemallow. Chris Salapas, I don't think he has the answer against him. And no, this is not a good pass there by Salapas. Instead goes to Kai Havertz, who just goes for Timo Werner. He feels like he wants to make Werner into the main superstar. Instead, we get a penalty in the dying seconds of the match here. Oh, it's the Timo Werner. He's going to definitely go for Werner as like the penalty taker. Or, no, it's actually the full-time whistle right there. Another close call. I mean, an absolute stop there by Rosemallow, just making sure that Crystal Lapas does not get the second seed. A well-timed performance, well-executed. Timo Werner, start of the match.
Wow, Rosemallow really able to reap the dividends with using Chelsea for the entire group stage, and you know it was his first 3 points of the competition, but it is a crucial 3 points because that will send him to the next round as the number 2 seed from Group B. So congratulations to Rosemallow. Timo Werner, wow. I haven't seen that Timo Werner in real life, for a while now. But then again, congratulations to Robbie Season, 5-1 winners over Christian Solapas, and he will join Chicho San Gabriel as the semifinalists from Group B. So the final standings here from our group 2 groups. Renard U, Jorel Aristorenas making it from Group A, and qualifying from Group B, Chicho San Gabriel and Robinson Rosemallow. 1-1-1, 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 loss. So, you know, these players get, try to get a good night's sleep and prepare for battle tomorrow. And for the semifinals, we do have a 2-legged affairs. So first match, this is our schedule for tomorrow, Carlos. So it is going to be another busy afternoon for you. But yeah, this is we're making history here with our first ever PFF eTrophy. So Robbie Season and Renard Yu will go up against each other in the first leg of their semifinal at 4 p.m. Second semifinal, Jorel Aristorenas and Chicho San Gabriel. And in the second set of matches, Renard Yu, this is the return leg. And of course, 5 p.m. San Gabriel against Aristorenas for their second leg. So, and we will have the finals right after. The 2 the semifinals will qualify for the FIFAe Nations Series 2021. And oh boy, congratulations to everyone for a very successful first day, especially to you, Carlos. I won't have enough energy to do what you're doing, my friend. That was an awesome job shoutcasting for all those matches here on day 1.
Yep, indeed. That's a warm-up. That's a warm-up set. Just kidding.
Yep. Yeah, but
It's a
but
pleasure
but
to be
I think
involved.
yeah, but I think the cat's out of the bag. I don't think we'll see a lot. We'll see some secrets here from our players. They will be able to review some of the probably the performances of their opponents for tomorrow, or not, or maybe just rely on their own on talent and skills as they go up against each other tomorrow. You know? But yeah, we saw a lot of PSG. That Neymar Mbappe devastating duo up front, and we also saw some Timo Werner who you gave a lot of love to that last game, and
Mhm.
you know this Jorge Restorenas has actually altered some of his choices. He went with Man City, but Barcelona for Chicho San Gabriel. So I think we all saw the identity of all our participants in the semifinals on day one.
Yep, indeed. And chances are they have some alternative options. Like, of course, they do have their main teams, and Jorel has already shown his secondary options. So it's going to be interesting if the likes of Renard or the likes of Chicho have their secret teams in mind. Now, we all know Chicho loves Barcelona. Renard has opted to go for PSG, but he's also a diehard Real Madrid fan. So maybe he's saving his Real Madrid team for tomorrow. So, I mean, that's going to be something that I look forward to. And then Rose Mallow loves Chelsea, and he had a pretty some draws, but this game against Solapas has shown that he could actually dominate with Chelsea, especially with the Werner Havertz combination. But you still don't know. Maybe he's still hiding his secondary or third team in his pockets. So we'll see.
Yes, that sets up for a very exciting day two tomorrow. We'll be right back for that for the coverage at 4 p.m. It starts at 4 p.m. I will be joined again by Carlos, so take a look at the schedule. But congratulations to everyone who participated, and of course, congratulations to the Philippine Football Federation, our competitions manager Iko de Guzman, and all the men and women behind the federation. Our president, Mr. Mariano Araneta, our GenSec attorney Edwin Gastanes, for this competition would not have been possible if not for them. So Carlos, I'm gonna let you go and then get your breather, because you have another big day tomorrow, and so is our participants in the PFF eTrophy. So here in the PFF, and of course our direct Glenn Charles Lopez. This has been Sidav Tupas saying goodbye, good night, and God bless, and see you tomorrow for the PFF eTrophy semifinals and finals. Bye bye.